Let me ask you something small but strangely revealing. When was the last time your birthday felt like a birthday? Not the polite replies to messages, not the quick "thank you" notifications, but the kind of excitement you felt as a kid. Then adulthood arrives. The date shows up on your calendar, and instead of magic, it feels routine. Birthdays act like emotional X-rays. They reveal how comfortable we are with being noticed, appreciated, or acknowledged. You tell people you don't celebrate. You say it doesn't matter. But is that the truth? Or is there a quieter story beneath the surface? People who treat their birthday like any other day aren't heartless or aloof. Often, they're simply the ones who have learned to dial down their expectations.
When joy gets interrupted often enough, the mind starts cushioning itself. Hope is dimmed, expectations lowered, excitement softened.
When someone casually says, "I don't care about my birthday," sometimes what they mean is, "I stopped hoping anyone would make it special." There's a huge difference between being mature and quietly retreating from vulnerability. And birthdays have a way of exposing which one we're choosing. For some, life itself has become the celebration, finding meaning in the ordinary rhythm of everyday life. But for others, birthdays tug on memories they'd rather not revisit. Maybe it reminds them of the years when they felt forgotten. So instead of wondering, will someone remember? They protect themselves with, "It's just a normal day." It's not indifference, it's armor. Psychology has a name for this kind of adaptation: emotional self-protection.
It's a way of keeping balance when too much enthusiasm has led to hurt. But the downside is subtle. The same shield that blocks disappointment can also dull joy. And so you get adults who smile and say, "I don't really care about birthdays," yet later replay the day in their minds, noticing who reached out and who didn't. Even pretending not to care is still a form of caring. It's just quieter. Psychologists refer to this as avoidant validation behavior, convincing yourself that acknowledgement doesn't matter because the fear of being overlooked matters more. Many people who grew up believing their emotional needs were too much eventually teach themselves to want less. Birthdays become easy to ignore because wanting attention feels risky. But here's the part most people miss. The ones who downplay their birthday aren't emotionless. They're often the most introspective. They've traded excitement for stability, control for vulnerability. But control always comes with a cost. Because beneath the phrase, "it's no big deal," there's a universal truth. Every human being wants to feel seen. Not necessarily celebrated loudly, but recognized quietly. Birthdays carry symbolism. Not just age, but existence. They're a yearly reminder that you made it one more lap around the sun. That alone can stir a mix of emotions: gratitude, melancholy, nostalgia, even relief. Birthdays highlight our relationship with time, where we've been, who we've become, and the distance between our past dreams and our current reality. For many adults, the weight of that reflection makes the day feel less like a party and more like a moment of self-inventory. So they keep things simple, not because they're indifferent, but because the emotions underneath are too layered to unwrap publicly. There's a cultural shift too. As kids, birthdays symbolize belonging. As adults, the spotlight can feel strangely uncomfortable. We want to be noticed, but don't want to appear like we want to be noticed. We crave recognition, but avoid anything that feels like asking for it.
For people who've always been the strong one, the responsible one, the giver, their birthdays often fall to the bottom of the priority list. They've become so used to supporting others that receiving support feels unnatural, often feeling awkward or unnecessary. This discomfort isn't humility, it's emotional weariness. They don't want attention, but understanding. The stronger and more self-reliant you become, the harder it is to let love in without questioning it. So birthdays become neutral zones, where vulnerability is replaced by a practical, "it's just another day." Inside, though, the mind is busy, remembering childhood excitement and replaying forgotten moments. Birthdays activate temporal self-awareness, a mental snapshot comparing who you hope to be with who you currently are. This comparison can be beautiful or uncomfortable, which is why many would rather blur their birthday into the background. Treating your birthday like an ordinary day doesn't mean you're avoiding life. It might mean you're processing it in ways nobody sees. Growth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it's silent, the way your reactions soften, the way you appreciate little things. And honestly, Maybe that's the real celebration, when you don't need fireworks because you've found peace in the little moments. The quietest people still deserve to feel special, not because they expect it, but because recognition replenishes them.